For all of you who did the lesson of stitching on paper, this is the next level. For those who haven't done that lesson, don't worry, you can dive in headlong. In this video, you will learn how to stitch various lines, designs on fabric. Download the templates attached to this lesson if you don't have them from your stitching on paper lesson. What you will need is 5 pieces of fabric that are A4 size, a carbon sheet, a scale, printouts of the download templates, and a pencil to trace these templates onto the fabric. Keep the fabric with the right side up. Now place a carbon sheet on the fabric and then place the straight line template on it. With the help of a scale and pencil, trace all the straight lines so as to get the tracing on the fabric. Remove both the papers and check the tracings. Trace the rest of the stitch lesson templates in the same manner. Once you have all your templates traced, it is time to start testing your stitching skills. Set the machine on pattern A and set the stitch length selector between 2 and 3. Take the fabric with straight lines and place the fabric under the presser foot, aligning the start point and the needle position. Start with the longest line. Lower the foot. Sew few forward stitches and press the reverse stitch selector to sew backward to lock in the stitches. Release and continue sewing till you reach the end of the stitch. Once you reach the end of the line, use the reverse stitch selector again to lock in the stitches. Lift the foot to remove the fabric and cut the thread using the thread cutter. Move to the next line and repeat the above steps. Continue till you finish the smallest line. Your attempt should be to diligently stick to the straight lines while sewing. Examine to see how well you have done and give yourself a pat on the back for doing well. Now take the piece with the concentric rectangular tracing. Start stitching from the outer end. Lock in stitches with the reverse stitch selector and continue till you reach the corner. At the corner, keep the needle down. Lift up the presser foot. Pivot the fabric so to align the line with the foot. Continue pivoting and stitching till you reach the center. Remove the fabric from the machine and check the accuracy of your sewing. The next step is sewing along curved lines. Take the fabric with the curved lines and start sewing from the smallest curve. Start with a reverse stitch and sew along the curve. Lock the stitch and remove the fabric. Sew along all the lines and trim off the excess threads at the end. Whew, this one will take more practice to make it perfect, right? Now move up a notch further and take the fabric with concentric circles. Start from the outer point and sew all the way to the center. Sew very slowly and keep pivoting the fabric to enable you to keep to the drawn lines. Now for the grand finale. Take the fabric with the mixed pattern. Start stitching at one end and slowly work your way to the other end. Of course, do not forget to lock the stitch using the reverse stitch selector when you start. Keep pivoting the fabric with the needle down and lifting the foot at corners and curves. The idea is to stick to the marked lines precisely. Wow! See? It was not difficult, was it? We promise it will become easier with practice. The more you practice, the better you will become in making intricate patterns on your fabric. So go wild. Make abstracts or figures or flowers and wildlife to put your stamp on your pieces. Of course, don't forget to have loads of fun as you do this, and do share some of your work with us.